Well, let's get all the talking points of all the things of the people. Maybe the garden is a romance place? Well, I don't think my idea of the weird symbols with the dots had anything to do with the location of those things. I was hoping it would, but it didn't.
Name, Flora Fellow. Age, 44. Profession, unknown. Likes, unknown. Dislikes, unknown.
Isn't she your mother? How do you not know anything?
I believe other people may have discovered methods of reaching her, but I have little capacity for interpreting nonverbal communication.
And how long has Flora been...
Nonverbal.
Nonverbal?
She has always been quiet, willing to speak when necessary, but not more.
So what happened to make her stop talking entirely?
She suffered a great loss, something she has been unable to move beyond.
Do tell.
Name, Hawkshaw. Age, unknown. Profession, private detective. Likes, quote, being left alone. Dislikes, quote, being constantly badgered by a weirdo nerd with a clipboard.
Rude.
Name, Percival Pointer. Age, 57. Profession, none.
I'm pretty sure he's an astronomer.
Oh yes, of course. How uncharacteristically forgetful of me. Name, Penelope Pointer. Age, 27. Profession, ornithologist. Likes, birds. Dislikes, insects. Notes, Penelope is very beautiful. I have never had very much in common with her.
I have another thought for that lamp, or the harp. What if we go to those locations and the room is shaped like one of those things? We'll try that with the bird. We'll see if that one works. I have no idea.
Name, Freya Fellow. Age, 19. Profession, artist. Deceased. Understand this. Most people find me difficult. They exhibit a noticeable degree of discomfort when talking to me. There it is. Freya, who had a way of being an exception to any given rule, was not at all like this. She is very important, and I will not rest until I understand what has happened to her.
Did you spend a lot of time with Freya recently?
I will say this. In the past year, Freya became, 1, increasingly independent, and 2, increasingly isolated.
Do you know why?
I do not. If you are looking for a speculative, empathetic opinion, try asking Poppy instead.
The three of you are friends.
We are of a similar age, and all highly gifted. 1 scientist, 1 artist, and 1 musician.
Sounds like quite a team.
Name, Felix Fellow. Age, 53. Profession, none. Likes, collecting objects of negligible monetary value and assigning them personal value. Dislikes, the inescapable realities of human existence. Notes, Felix is my father and legal guardian.
And, is he a good dad?
I have no point of comparison, but I would say no.
No. Why not?
You asked me a binary question. Do not get upset that I provided one of the 2 possible answers.
Bam.
What makes him a bad father, Fifi?
He has trouble expressing his emotions, and something of a willful detachment from reality.
Huh. Just like you, then.
Grimoire.
No, he is quite correct.
At least she knows herself.
Name, Fiona Fellow. Age, 19. Profession, amateur microbiologist. Likes, the meaningful archiving of information. Dislikes, the superfluous window dressing accompanying the majority of human contact. Notes, kindly disregard the polysyllabic form of my given forename and refer to me instead as Fifi.
How come you prefer Fifi?
How come you prefer Grimoire?
How are you related to the other fellows?
Fitz is my cousin. His father, a man named Flint, was my uncle.
Was?
I do not know if Flint is alive or not. He left Tangle Tower a long time ago.
And what about Freya? How are you related to her?
We share exactly one grandparent.
Yeah, I think Fifi's my favorite character so far.
Name, Fitzfellow. Age, 24. Profession, cryptobotanist. Likes soil, dislikes electric lights.
Hang on. Cryptobotanist? I thought he was just a gardener.
That may well be his preferred label. Mine, however, is more accurate.
Do you and Fitz not see eye to eye, Fifi?
We do not.
Well, I wouldn't have thought so. He's well over 6 foot and you've got to be just barely 5.
So what's your problem with him?
Exactly 1 week ago, I witnessed him sneaking up Pointer Tower. He was making every effort to avoid detection.
So?
He was also carrying a knife.
Oh, Riri.
Name, Poppy Pointer. Age, 19. Profession, Apparently, Poppy has defaced my notes. Under profession, I had of course originally written pianist, but she has crossed that out and written the ghost of Christmas yet to come.
It fits.
What is your opinion of Tangle Tower?
Oh, it's impressive. Elaborate gardens, unique architecture.
Must be worth a fortune.
Why do you ask, Fifi?
I am the heir of the Fellow family and the Remington family. This makes me the sole beneficiary of Tangle Tower.
That's quite an inheritance.
That is an
They
inheritance.
can't make you do anything, Fifi. If you don't want the house, just tell them. Or just sell it. Who cares?
You sound like her.
Like Freya?
That belongs to my mother. I think she must be fond of eggs. There are a number of egg-shaped carvings to be found in the garden and in the Grand Hall.
Yeah, what's the deal with all the eggs?
Some people just like eggs. The fruit here has a unique chemical makeup. It makes them completely pointless, unless you wish to cut it down and sell it as a precious stone.
It's not edible.
Depends
On what?
on the structural integrity of your teeth. Who is this her to whom the message refers?
Well, I don't know exactly.
Then how can I meaningfully evaluate this object? Next!
You could comment on the stuff that came with the object. You could comment on the handwriting.
It is a flower.
Scientist.
Reminds me of something, but I cannot say what.
It's got a heart on it, too.
That blade.
It's a troll for gardening.
It is?
Ah, so she thought he was with a knife. It was probably with the trowel. Going up Pointer Tower. Could be going up to, what's her name? Penny's?
Do you know who was reading this book?
It belongs to my mother.
And she left it in the library?
No, my mother has not been in the library for some time. I require facts. What do you know?
Well, we know Freya was stabbed with a knife, and then she fell.
Correction. She was stabbed with something. There was no knife found at the crime scene,
Apart from the one in the painting.
which as a mere abstract representation does not count. Nobody has ever been stabbed by the concept of a knife. The statue
It could be
itself
used,
does not
yeah, like
interest
that.
Me, but I do wish to know about those symbols on the harp. Have you deciphered their meaning yet?
We're working on it.
We are?
I am.
A book. My book.
And what's in it?
Pages.
This kid is you, IRL? I mean, Fifi's pretty awesome.
Why did Poppy leave shards of glass all over this statue?
What makes you think it was Poppy?
The statue lives in the music room. Who else would it be? Now this is interesting. Where did you find it?
In the astronomy tower.
And yet, it does not concern the field of astronomy.
Nope.
In fact, you could even say that entomology is the exact opposite of astronomy.
Yeah.
Almost.
You could.
I would not say that, however.
Oh. You wouldn't?
No, it would be quite naive. To study science in any field is to study the connections between all matter in the universe, living or inanimate.
We just got jebaited. Intellectual jebation.
Who is that in the photo?
I'm quite sure that I have no idea. This photograph is my favorite photograph.
So, why'd you rip it in half?
That was not me. Besides, it was not a half that was ripped off. It was only a third. This belongs to Poppy. In fact, she owns a number of cassette tapes.
What happened to it, though?
It has been left underwater for an extended period of time.
Right. But why?
I do not know why.
Hmm.
Freya is normally highly skilled at capturing someone's likeness, but in this painting, she has accidentally made Flora look quite young.
I think she was just being kind.
Why is that kind? Anyway, I'm far more interested in what Flora is holding. I performed a test on the red paint myself. I discovered that it was in fact not paint, but blood.
What made you want to test it in the first place?
It was Poppy. She told me she thought the painting looked like a bloody knife. I told her not to be ridiculous. My mother owns no such knife. But then I noticed that the color was slightly too dark, and the substance itself was overly viscous.
You noticed that just from looking at it once?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
I believe Freya was attempting to communicate something through this painting.
Any idea what it was?
I am not the person to ask. All I see is a blood-red mountain with angry storm clouds brewing above it. As such, I cannot ascertain any meaning from it whatsoever.
I'm guessing the fourth wall so far has been broken once, maybe twice so far, but that's max.
An item from Poppy's childhood. Her earliest piano lessons hold some special significance for her.
Yeah, by her mom.
What's that?
No idea. She has never graced me with the details, and I am not forthcoming enough to ask.
Yeah,
You two
Poppy's gonna
are
have some
friends,
things
right?
to answer.
We
too.
are, yes.
But
It is clear to me now that Poppy has become tired of my company.
is it anything to do with Freya?
Oh, no. The changes in Poppy's mood have nothing to do with Freya. Her concerns simply lie elsewhere. What a mess. Penelope should tidy up after herself.
These weren't dropped by Penny. They were dropped by birds, I think.
My argument stands.
These were found on the tongue of that statue in the middle garden, which, if, say, Flora dropped the feather, it would have fallen there. So, I'm like 90% sure now that in the painting, it's not a knife, it's a feather.
It is a model of Freya, made by my father.
A model of Flora, you mean?
And a man with a beard. And a little red and white creature.
Why would my father make a model of Freya? The red paint on the brush is not paint. It is blood. Same for the palette.
So Freya added the blood to the painting herself?
Or blood got on the brush and palette some other way?
I do not know the answer.
So it's blood. I guess Flora meant to put that there. Or Freya meant to put that there, maybe.
What's wrong?
Earmuffs do not go on statues. A wooden carving of my father, made by my father. Although, now that I look at it, I do not understand how he was able to paint the red parts without any red paint.
That's another point to Felix.
The gramophone belongs to Poppy, but I believe she gave it to my mother, and my mother often loaned it to Freya. Or maybe it is the other way around.
When did it get cracked?
I cannot pinpoint it exactly. All I know is that it must have happened sometime in the last 2 days.
Is she laughing?
I am scared of birds.
Why?
It is an irrational fear. I have no suitable explanation.
Oh,
At least she knows.
This belongs to Professor Pointer, does it not?
no? I don't think so.
Who else would own such a pointless little telescope?
It's a telescope.
Oh, yes. It has a telescopic lens. It could only be used for looking at things that are far away.
Where did we find that?
There's something about the image of Flora in the painting. Something suspicious.
Let's ask her about it.
If she'll talk to us now, that would be cool.
So, this painting, specifically that knife in Flora's hand,
Yeah, it's creepy. But we didn't find a knife anywhere in the room. So what's going on?
It's not a knife.
it's not a knife. We need a clue to compare with the painting. Something to explain what that knife shape actually is.
That kinda makes sense. But no.
Oh. That?
Let's take a closer look at this.
That thing. Painted knife is actually just a feather from an ink drip bird.
The painted knife is actually just a feather from an ink-dip bird.
It's definitely the right shape, but the book's not in color. The thing Flora's holding in the painting is red and white, specifically. Is there anything to suggest that the ink dip bird is red and white too?
Oh, these things. This guy.
This little thing? I don't understand why Felix would make a model of this bird as part of a gift for Flora. And come to think of it, why would Flora be holding a feather in the painting anyway?
We're doing logic. What's the deal with Flora and his red and white bird? The ink dip bird was Flora's pet, so she kept a single feather to remember it by.
The ink-dip bird was Flora's pet, so she kept a single feather.
And that was the event that happened. Her bird
She
died.
kept the bird as a pet.
Okay, that's
and
what it was.
Died?
Maybe it flew away.
Flora spends all her time staring out the window.
Either way, she kept the feather. I think it was pretty important to her.
All right. So she was holding the feather while Freya was painting her. But where is it now? You'd think she'd keep it somewhere close by.
Yeah, I think she does.
Yeah, it's like it's a
Normally.
different.
This is where Flora usually keeps her feather.
It is a little bit. This is. Oh, it's in the egg. The egg. Bam.
That we opened it. It's empty.
Mm-hmm. Completely empty.
Oh, really? Can you say that again?
Flora? She's pointing at something in the corner of the room.
It's just a pile of books. They're not... Wait. There's something tucked inside this one.
Drawings of Flora and a small bird. There's a handwritten message in the back. These are for you. Love, Freya. It was a cute little... It was so cute. Can we talk to you about that then?
I like these drawings, Flora.
Is there a reason why you wanted us to see them? Do you know anything about this beetle?
Why can't they all be this fast? I'm gonna save that for last.
Have you seen this book before? Do you know who it belongs to?
I really thought she was gonna say something there.
Dang it. She almost did.
This is a photo of Fifi, isn't it? Your daughter? Did you ask Freya to paint this? Or was it her idea?
What is that you're holding in the painting, Flora? Some people have been saying it's a knife.
Mysterious wind blowing. Oh, that was an eyes closed
Do you
one.
recognize any of these feathers?
You haven't seen this yet, have you?
It's a little model of you. Who are the other people next to you?
I don't know if it is the feather in the painting, Joy, because none of these are red and white. There's a pure red one, a purple, yellow, and green, that's the one I thought it was. But it led me down the path to think that it was a feather versus a knife. And then somebody else was like, what is it? The bird is red and white, as according to these guys, the painted models. And this picture, red and white.
Is this your gramophone?
Do you know why it's cracked?
It could be a feather from that bird, yes.
What do you think of your husband's hobby?
Do you have any hobbies?
That's what I was thinking, Dan. It's like, because there's no other way blood could have gotten purposefully on the easel, on the palette, if she wasn't herself bleeding, or if she got it from somewhere else.
Do you know anything about these birds?
But I don't think she would have, like,
birds in general?
bled out. Where's the thing she used to, or that was used to stab? We're still trying to find the murder weapon. Okay, let's see if we get some talking points.
Flora, this is your egg? Why do you keep it locked?
Is there supposed to be something in there? Or is it always empty?
Balls.
Anything we should know? Any hobbies? Besides staring out the window?
We spoke to Hawkshaw. I assume she didn't get anything out of you either. I bet that really ticked her off.
You know the guy in the other tower? Weird astronomy professor guy?
Can you see him from your window? Can he see you?
What do you know about Penny?
I can't really imagine those two being friends, to be honest.
You never know. Were you close with Freya? How are you two related? Did you kill Freya?
Grimoire!
What? I don't even think she's listening.
Oh, she's listening.
Yeah, that was an extra scowl for a really dumb question.
We met Felix, your husband. He's one of our suspects, and he seems pretty suspicious if you ask me. So, if you want to stick up for him, now's your chance.
Nice try. We spoke to your daughter, Fifi. She's some kind of super intelligent scientist. You must be proud of her.
Do you and Fitz have anything to do with each other? Other than your initials? Do you and Poppy get along?
Nothing. Shocker. Grimoire, what could you possibly be writing down?
Oh no, I gave up making notes ages ago. Now I'm just doodling in the margins.
Yeah, that's my man. So we did all these. We did the suspicion, too.
A bunch of old books. Covered in dust now, but they look well read.
We're at the top of the tower,
I think
right?
so.
Doesn't matter. It's nothing.
Where is Poppy's room? So there's an eye up here, and there's an eye down there. So we've talked to... Who's next? Let's go to Poppy. Yeah, attic murder hiding spot. Totally. I agree. 100%. We should explore that next time.